In this tutorial we were going to be covering event handlers and the select command as we used previously in the very first video. Now in this we're going to be using killed and pretty much covering what these mean and how to actually use them. And to use them we need the select command. So if you remember before, when we were passing a variable to another script, in order to actually get access to that variable we would have to use the select and then whichever one you're trying to select. This is kind of the same way. So in Arma 3 we go ahead, we have our unit that we would be playing as, we have an op4 and a blue 4 unit. Now for the op4 unit we're just going to give it a name, red 1, blue 4 unit, blue 1. Alright, so now we're going to add event handlers to both of these units, and since init.sqf runs at the very beginning of the mission, this is where we're going to just go ahead and implement this at. So where it says this is referring to the object player kind of that you want to add the event handler to. So in this case, since we used red 1 and blue 1, we're going to want to use their variable, well, their names in order to add the event handler to them. So red 1 add event handler killed. Now where you see params, which is what it's discussing here, these are what's pretty much going to be where we determine who killed the who, pretty much. So we have the unit, which would in this case be red 1, the op4 unit, and we have killer, which is going to be us, since we're going to be killing that unit. So in order to access these, this is where you would determine what the side was of the unit that was killed and the side of the unit that, well, killed the unit. So this is how you would determine if there was a team kill or not. So if the sides equal each other, you know it was a team kill. So we could have unit equals this select 0. This select 0 is going to be assigning itself to unit, like the unit that was killed, or red 1. And killer equals this select 1. This is going to be assigning itself to whoever killed it, which would be us. Now you can kind of do a couple things with this. We're just going to make a little kill feed, for example. So just for example, we're going to be using hint. Go ahead and use format. Now if you know how to use format, pretty much you use the percent and then a number. So you have %1, then you have %2. And the difference between 1 and 2, it's just the order they run. So if we do %1, it will print out the unit that was killed, since this is coming first. Then if we have killer, it will print out killer, which would be us, in the second portion. So a way we can do stuff like this is unit %1 was killed by %2, which would be, well, just us. So if we go ahead and save, go into our mission and run it, and we kill the op4 unit, and I missed. Unit red 1 was killed by B alpha 111, us. So to improve upon this, we could actually get the name of whoever it is. So killer name equals name killer. So we have the name command here, which as you can see here, in order to get it, just use name object. So name equals name player, that will return our profile name. So we have name killer, we save it and set this to be output as second. Go ahead and restart. Unit red 1 was killed by Cody. Alright, it's starting to look a little bit kind of more like a kill feed. Now, to where you would have conditions, you would need to get the side, which is where we would use, well, as it kind of sounds like, side. And this is how we get the side of a unit. So if we have side object, object being, for instance, unit or killer, it would return the side, blue 4, east, west, civilian, independent. So we could have what is called an if statement. So just leave that there. So we can go ahead and make more variables. So killer side equals side killer. Dead or unit side equals side unit. And we're going to go ahead and move this upward to make it a little bit neater. We can also go ahead and get the name of the unit as well. Name equals name unit to make it a little bit nicer looking. Okay, now here's where we get onto the if statement. So for this right here, we're going to determine if the killer side is equal to the unit side that was killed. And if they're equal, we're going to indicate that it was a team kill. If they're not equal, which we're going to go into else, then it is going to run just a normal kill feed, like displaying this message here. So if unit side equals killer side, then put your opening and closing braces. Now, before, if you see how we assign killer name to the name of the killer, we use a single equal sign. That's used to pretty much assign a variable, a value. Now if we use equals, that's going to be a comparison, just like greater than equal to, less than equal to, and so on. So if the two sides are equal to each other, we're going to hint this was a team kill. And if they do not equal up each other, we will run the else command. And if else sounds just like it sounds it does. If this command is met, if this condition is met, run what's in it. If it isn't, run what's in else. And we want to output this. So since it is not a team kill, it is going to output what is inside the else. Just like that. Now we're going to do the exact same thing, but for our blue 4 unit, which was named blue 1. So when we restart, this op 4 unit should not be a team kill. This blue 4 unit should be displaying it's a team kill. So not a team kill, and not a team kill, where I screwed up. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot, because when a dead AI, when AI is killed, it is automatically turned into a civ. So you can kind of check it. So if I were to put equals civilian, it's going to print not a team kill. Players, on the other hand, like if this was a multiplayer mission, this was a team kill. And this was not a team kill. Players, on the other hand, if you were to assign, quit coming up. If you were to assign this script here to a player and they die, instead of their side automatically kind of be turning as a civilian, it's going to remain whatever side they were. So, like before, if this side was west or blue 4 and he was killed, it's going to continue to stay west/blue 4, if that makes any sense. So that's just one little annoyance with Arma. But anyways, that's the event handlers, and that's how you select various things through the event handlers, such as killer and unit. It's going to be the same for the rest of these. Like if we go over to fired, you'll see here, we can go ahead and just remove all of this. Actually, I'll leave the top part. fired, we can get access to the name of the weapon that was fired. We can get access to the unit that pulled the trigger. Not exactly sure what it means by muzzle. Get the firing mode of the weapon, such as semi-auto and automatic, the ammo type used, the magazine name, projectile, and so on. So let's say we want to get the weapon. Weapon name equals this, select, and we need to get whichever one it's going to be. And starting from 0, we have 0, 1. So, and it just continues like that. So weapon being 1, we need this select 1. Then we can go hint, string like before, weapon name. Now when we go into our mission and pull the trigger, hints out the name of the rifle, well, the class name of it. So that's all for this. Hopefully this was actually somewhat useful. Doubtful, but hopefully.